You're watching TVC Breakfast. It's time for us to see what the headlines across the papers are in Nigeria. And to do justice to this on a Thursday like this, I have Dare Odufowokan here. Dare, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good to see you.
It's a pleasure.
Great. And we'll be joined by Dr. Dane Kere from the University of Lagos soon as we get along. So let's begin with the Daily Sun. Daily Sun newspaper says it's focusing on insecurity. Buhari blows hot, promises harsh measures. Yeah, we're going to be tough henceforth, he vows. And the Southern Kaduna Christian leaders plan prayer summit for peace. Okay, we are going to be tough henceforth. That's what the president has said. Please underline that. It's going to be very tough. All right, that's Daily Sun. This Nigeria says APC presidential ticket, 100 million naira, outrageous. Knocks over ruling party's nomination forms. Adamu accuses serving ex-governors of tearing party apart. All right, that's what this Nigeria has. Okay, let's see if we can have time to talk about this. From there, let's go to Daily Times. 2023 APC pegs presidential form at 100 million naira, 50 million naira for governorship forms. That's Daily Times. Okay. News Direct says APC 2023 presidential ticket. Aspirants to pay 100 million naira for nomination, the EOI forms. Right? And then rules out consensus. Buhari warns against imposition of candidates. All right? All that on the front page of the News Direct. Daily Trust. APC under fire for pegging presidential forms at 100 million naira. Governorship forms go for 50 million naira. It's a recipe for fraud. Don and others are saying this. Okay. Then let's go to Daily Independent. Primary election outrage trails APC 100 million naira, 50 million naira presidential and Goba forms. Okay. That's what Daily Independent says. All right. From there, let's go to Blueprint. APC presidential ticket on Shebajo, Tinubu, Amechi, others to cough out 100 million naira each. All right. That's what Blueprint has. 100 million naira. Nigeria Tribune says 100 million naira APC presidential form shocks Nigerians. 50 million naira for governorship. Party slashes cost of forms by 50% for aspirants under 40 years. And the NEC transfers its powers to National Working Committee for 90 days. A party may settle for indirect primaries. KB governor is saying this, and Buhari demands due process and compromise. All right? That's what the Nigeria Tribune has. First News concerns as APC presidential forms sell for 100 million naira. Okay, that's still the same topic. The Guardian newspaper, uproar over APC's 100 million naira presidential nomination. Okay, let's 100 million naira for nomination form, more than Buhari Oshibajo's 4-year salaries. That is, I like the way the Guardian puts it. All right, Sislak says a fee shameful, a mockery of Buhari's not too young to run policy. All right, there's so many other reactions there from on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. The Punch newspaper says presidential primary, APC silent on zoning, Nigerians condemn 100 million naira nomination fee, say it will encourage corruption. No, it will deter unserious aspirants. The chieftain is saying this. Governors remain state leaders. Adamu warns factions in direct primaries likely. Don't repeat PDP's mistakes. Buhari is saying this. Position on zoning out soon. The spokesman is saying this. All right. All this on the front page of the Punch. Leadership newspaper is next. 40 days to presidential primary. APC moves to avert clash of interest. Party NEC concedes powers to the National Working Committee. That's the Leadership newspaper. Vanguard is next. Presidential contest. APC buckles to forces and opts for indirect primary. Okay. From there, let's go to the Nation newspaper. Buhari cautions APC against imposition of candidates. All right, and he also has a breakdown of the schedule of activities for the primary election, as well as the nomination fee for various political offices there. All right. From there, let's go to the national economy. Forex scarcity imputes a short supply, further slow Nigeria's productive sectors. Okay, that's the last one we're seeing right now. So let's go to the topic of the day. Dari, I wonder what you make of this. 100 million naira for presidential nomination fee. But if you are less than 40 years,
you pay 50.
You pay 50 million.
Yes,
and
half,
if you,
half the,
yes, that's half.
Fee.
And if you're going for governorship, it's 50 million. But if you're less than 40,
pay 25.
What do you make of this?
This is party politics. And the APC is one party out of many. So, and the nomination form, the fee is not universal. It's not across all parties. That's the amount APC wants to sell its own form. I know PDP is selling less. The other political parties will even sell lesser. So it's a matter of choice. And while one should, of course, say that the ruling party probably is drawing the line. One of the chieftains, of course, said this would dissuade unserious candidates, aspirants. But it will also dissuade some serious ones who are willing to serve with the wherewithal to serve, but without the money. This will also encourage godfatherism. Because if you don't have the money, and you have to go to someone to give you the money, you're already agreeing that it could have a share of control. So by the time you look at all this, the concern would be, how healthy is this for our democracy? And when you look in that particular direction, you realize that we can do better than we are doing now. We are monetizing politics. We are monetizing governance. Look at the breakdown in one of the papers, that this amount is more than the 4-year salary of both the president and the vice president put together. So if I see,
it was the Guardian.
If I see a serving public officer gladly obtaining this form, there are some things that will be coming going on in my mind that I'm not about to say now. We must begin to understand the fact that for governance to really be the business of those who will serve the people, we must play down on the importance of money in politics. There is no way you will explain this. Side by side, our recent demonstration of willingness to encourage young ones.
Young people to participate.
Where will a young man in his 30s see 50 million naira or 25 as it were now to contest for governorship? Look at the House of Representatives, 10 million. 10 million naira. Where do we expect an innocent, hard-working teacher working in a public school with zeal to serve, acceptable to the people, a community builder who has contributed to his community? Somebody many people have identified leadership traits in. Now he has been encouraged by all and sundry contest for this position, and now he's out pasting posters all over the place. And yesterday he got to know he will have to raise 10 million, 10 not million. For the entire process, but for the form. And after
that is no campaigns yet, and that is not anyway, like you have put it, it's a choice. The point there is the party decided what he wants to do, right? There are all other alternatives here and there. If you don't want that one,
go elsewhere.
You go elsewhere. But the point there is that if you are a card-carrying member of that political party at that point, and you want, because you're not happy and you still want to contest, I wonder how easy it is to defect to another political party just
for things less important, for more trivial things, people are defecting. What is the rule? The rule is once there is crisis
exactly.
within your party, 100 million naira is crisis. That's serious crisis.
Dari, 100 million naira is
Mike, it is enough
That is a
crisis
serious issue.
to defect.
Okay. All right.
I'm telling you.
100 million naira is crisis.
It is enough crisis.
It's
to
okay.
defect.
Well, I wonder
So
how
defect to
people
another
are going to
country.
look at it. But, however, someone said that this will encourage corruption. You know, because look at it. If you're just going to buy the form, I think the form, I don't know how many pages the form has. You know, you just
Even
put
if,
whatever.
even if it is a book.
Exactly. But the point there is, you're going to buy the form for 100 million naira.
Yes.
There are campaigns that you're going to be involved in. There are media jingles you have to make. There are going to be rallies you conduct and carry out.
Have a bike cap.
You have to all the
T-shirts,
different souvenirs,
pen,
political party souvenirs
name
that
it.
you have to share.
Oh.
Is there? You have to travel
Across.
from one state to another, and even within states you might have to travel from one local government to another, depending on how it is, or maybe you bring everybody to converge. But if everybody is converging, you somehow
There's some
have to be
cost on you.
responsible to bring people together to converge at the capital, for instance. You know, all of those things, and then you have to sustain that for a period of time, several months, or for the period of time that the election campaigns should be on. It means one who is contesting for president should have a budget of not less than $1 billion to $2 billion or something, or even more than that, depending on how you want to
You can-
make people happy.
It can be. It can be less than that. And you see, I think while we're going through the reforms or constitutional amendments, one thing some of us were agitating for is election spendings. That let's legislate on what we can spend. Maybe if we had legislated on what we can spend, the parties will realize that, oh, if we have agreed that it's 300 million naira a presidential candidate can spend, you cannot take 100 million out of it. That would have helped there. But we didn't. It's an open-ended situation. So the party felt that bring some out of the billions you spend. Talking about it encouraging corruption, well, I will shock you. I don't see it. I don't see not doing this discouraging corruption.
Okay. Okay.
That's my answer. I don't see not collecting 100 million naira discouraging corruption.
So who will be corrupt will be corrupt.
Who will be corrupt?
Irrespective
It
of
is,
whether you're
no.
paying.
See, the man who wants to who wants to come and steal will go to a bank and borrow this money. He has his plans. Oh, 100 million to have access to all these trillions you people talk about, everything. No problem. He will borrow from even his enemy to get the phone.
So even anyone who gets it free
Will still go
can
there and
still
steal.
go there and steal.
So it's not about, this is just about participation. Who do we want to participate? With this, no doubt, we have made it clear that politics, especially seeking political positions in Nigeria, is a class thing. It's a class thing. No matter how good you are. Gone are those days when while we were growing up, it is retirees who contest elections. Councillor, you see a man who just retired from civil service, they already tell you it's Babarisi that will be our next councillor. He's a very good man. You know, he was chairman of the CDA. He was street coordinator for security. You know, these are the reasons.
And there are
for-
pedigrees.
Pedigrees,
You
he's a
line
good
them
man.
up.
Yes, he has trained his children, and you can see. So, and he's retiring from teaching service. He's a teacher of many years, and he taught so many of you. You know, even by the time he's coming to contest, some of us, his students, would be in 20s, 18s, and we can vote, say, he was a good teacher. You see two contestants, the decision will be who was a good teacher and who was a bad teacher. And that's what we decided. We've seen them do some things. You understand? It's not about just, when we talk about youth participation too, I am not one that says that's a solution. No. Because a young man from the university who has not done anything before, and somebody somewhere is giving him money to get the form, and what pedigree is he bringing to the table? So it is not about really who will serve and who will not serve well. It's not about who will steal and who will not steal. It's just about who can participate. This money issue is about who can participate. The poor cannot participate. Either the poor will go there and steal or serve us well now. We will never have the opportunity of knowing. We are denied that knowledge.
I'm underlining the statement you made earlier that the 100 million naira is a crisis.
Mike, it's enough crisis to defect. In fact, it's enough crisis to leave politics. Totally.
All right. Now, a chieftain of the APC had said that, no, this will deter those who are not serious from contesting. But the point there is, isn't a democratic system, should it not be allowed for those who are serious and those who are not serious? Let them get to the poll, and then the polls will sieve out, separate
how do you even know those who are serious?
Exactly. So who qualifies those who...
So those who are serious now are those who are rich. And those who are not serious are those... Of course, when you are poor, how can you be serious about anything in the face of the rich or the class, the promoters of class? A poor man cannot. Which idea will he have when he doesn't have money? That's their own idea. That's their interpretation of seriousness. You don't get money, you say you're serious. Which kind of serious? But it is not so. There are those without this kind of money who are desirous of offering good service to the people. There are also those with the money who desires to serve. There are those with the money who are serious about service. They just want, I know people who just want to add that title honorable to their name. Okay. They will win the election. They are not even, these ones are not even planning to steal. They are not interested in anything. They want that title. I've seen people who win the election of honorable House of Reps, and in a year, he didn't attend sitting for 4 times. He's busy pursuing his other businesses. But now people call him honorable.
Honorable.
So he spent about 2 billion naira to acquire the title. And he's not interested in what you are doing there.
And he becomes an honorable for life.
For life, you call him honorable and he's qualified. The worst you can do is for performer. So it is not a yardstick to determine seriousness that, oh, if you cannot pay that money, then you are not serious. No. Then it's a challenge to the people. This is the time to now pool resources. Like all this assembly, House of Reps position, we can test run this at that level. 10 million naira. Let's go round. That's when you will even know how popular you are. All of us have decided that it's this man. Let's pull 10 million naira together. If we all do, we'll go around and people contribute to have you get the form. Then you can be rest assured that already you are likely to win the election. Now we can do that to reject those we don't want.
That is the consciousness that we have been talking about, for Nigerians to have that consciousness and take a decision on their own. Now, the point there is, a lot of persons have said that this, in Nigeria, they say whatever goes up never comes down, especially in the prices of things.
Never.
So if we're pegging this 100 million naira for 2023 nomination forms for the election, then it means by 2027, if we are still here with all the political parties the way they are, as it were, then it means we'll be looking forward to maybe 150 million or something.
How many years?
4 years after 2023.
So you can calculate. In 2015, the APC presidential form was 25 million. I remember Mr. President saying he took a bank loan. 25 million. In 8 years after, it is 100 million. So we can calculate the percentage increase. So you are wrong with your calculation.
It's true. I'm very bad in maths.
It shows. So, it shows.
This is
because this is not 100% increase. This is 200%.
200%, if not more. So I think, it's because I wasn't good in maths.
So you have to, so we have to do the mathematics.
We need to go back to the drawing board and come up with a better calculation. But however,
where will it leave us at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, we might be having something close to 200, 300, 400, 500 million.
300 million or thereabouts. By that time, it will only show the value of our money, if we pick expression of interest form and nomination for 2 pieces of papers or 2 books, let's even assume these are books.
2, exactly.
Or a whole dictionary of many pages. 2 for 100 million because you want to serve. We can begin to even look at what service is. If you have to cover a certain amount of money to show that, yes, there are people, for one of the APC presidential aspirants, about 3-4 groups already saying, we'll pick this form for whatever the amount. That shows you the level of acceptance. When you see people who enjoy such followership, and their followers are ready to invest, it is no longer about him. It is about what people believe he can do. For somebody who has been governor of a state many years ago, was governor for 8 years, he left the state with so much to talk about. He has guided the process of governance in that state. Some people call him Godfather, others call him whatever name. But what has he done? He has guided the process. So much so that the dividends of the foundations he laid back then are visible. So when you now see people say, we'll call it 500 million, people will take such forms. Then you can't start questioning why such a man should be in the race. No. This is a collective aspiration of a lot of people, not people who want to be in his government, but people who believes that with this man there, we have seen an example in Lagos State. We have seen an example. And these are the kind of aspirations that we should begin to talk about. Collective, not you wanting to be something, but people saying, look, we have seen you. Go there.
All right. Where does this, let us picture women in this mix. Now, generally, one would say, well, just leave it open. When you want to create a dichotomy between men, women, sometimes it looks like it's not fair. But the point there is that the gender is a block. One way or the other, it's still a block. So where does it leave women? 100 million naira. That's not to say we don't have women who can pay even 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
You have answered the question yourself. You have answered the question yourself. I am sure APC did not talk about women in this arrangement. They said below 40. Either you're a man or you're a woman and you're below 40. These are privileges. If the women must be president, we can't hand it over to them. Merkel in Germany, I didn't read anywhere that she became chancellor by some form of gender parity or gender arrangement. No. I believe in gender equality. What is gender equality? It is when you are not giving advantage above me, and I'm not giving an advantage above you. When you begin to say a woman who retired as an NNPC top gun, or who is still one, should go and pay 25 million, and a man who is a classroom teacher should pay 100 million. Is that equity?
Okay. I like the way you put it.
That's not equity.
It's all right.
Equality must also show some form of equity. Equity is more important.
Okay. Well, that equity. Anyway, let me leave that equity discussion for another day, because a lot of people will say, equity is not the thing. It's equality that is the thing. But the point there is that even amongst men, we know that we're not
equal.
Very good. So let's leave it at that. But I will still underline your statement. You said 100 million naira
is enough crisis to defect.
Very good. Dare Odufowokan, thank you so much for coming on the program today. Thank you so much. Right.